don't know. Last time, everything broke. That was the last stream. Everything, nothing bad. Things were bad. It was the worst of times. Let me bring this up. Today, oh, much different. Mm-hmm. Many less bugs. I thought I just had mute. Was I muted the whole time? I don't know anymore. It doesn't matter. It's Gremlins wall to wall. Hi, I'm Dodo Dev, and I'm making game in Unreal by myself. Here's where I'm tracking stuff. Look, there's less bugs because we fixed a lot. At the end of last stream, I felt so bad. Here's what's been going on. I've been busy. In my busyness, I had deprioritized working on my own project outside of the stream to nothing. Only stream. I only work on it in the stream. Bad. Bad me. After the stream and everything broke, and I showed off Foundry and things were missing, and I don't know what. The only way to deal with that frustration, I felt, was just to work on a ton of stuff. So that's what I've been doing. I've been working on things. Lots of things. Here are the things that I fixed. The material, the aiming up and down, the flashlight only working single player, the invader melee attack not being visible, not being able to interact with a rifle equipped, stopping when you shoot. Did a new interact system instead of the old interact system. The keys is a different thing that's related. It's not doing that yet. Redo all shooting in multiplayer. I fixed this. Then I broke it in a brand new way because this. Switching the pistol from rifle stays on rifle and fires backwards. Doesn't happen anymore. But I broke shooting for the second player. Weird stuff, man. Move forward and shoot messes up bullets on the rifle. Still happens. Blocks ability while shooting while it's going off. Yep. This thing still pops up as an error. This guy shoots into walls. This guy's attack can't go high or low. Whatever. I fixed a ton of crap. Let's look at it in game. Oh, I'm going to shut off multiplayer for now. Just so it runs better while I'm showing this stuff off. I'll turn it back on for other stuff. All right. Interact. There's no longer a line trace. It's a big old volume in front of the player that I made long enough that I could grab things off the ground or interact from the distance that I want. I don't do a line trace anymore. It works in single player and it works in multiplayer. Get away from me. Run away. Run away and hide. Oh, yeah, it's another thing. I should write this down. I fixed the nav mesh issue. Every time I open the editor, this little gap here, green's where enemies can go, this stuff is where they can't go. It's only like 30 units away from the wall, 35 specifically, and it would reset every time I opened the editor. Found out where that was. I fixed it. It was in the project settings under S something actor. And it's fixed now. In fact, I am going to go put that in because that's yet another victory. I'm going to document this victory. Fixed. Fix this like 15 more times. Fixed. All right, fix a bunch of stuff. You're the wrong size. Fixed. this is a real project with other people, I'd write down how I fixed each one of these things. Get away, Miro. Back to this. 2 players. Play. Is the other window just going to show up if I do this? Yes. I can't see it on my screen. It's behind OBS. We'll fix all that later. And it runs literally badly. Okay, maybe not as bad as I remember. Anyways, what are we doing? We're going to get rid of these guys. Oh, look, I made this work. It's not good. The fire point happens way too far away, but it's firing its own projectiles and stuff. See, there's little messages on there about weapon valid and not valid, and that's what I'm working on right now, because player 2 can't shoot in multiplayer right now. They can. Last I checked, I have to equip weapon twice, and it won't unequip. And that's whenever I notice unequip doesn't work if I hit the same button again, even though I thought I had it set up for that. But that's not what we care about. What we care about is... We'll do it over here. Flashlight. Flashlight. With a pistol equipped, I had another ability. See how there's a light there? Let me get to the other window. Now, look, I can see it. If this first guy aims it up in the air, I see it up in the air. And I see it down, and I see it all around. And he's casting a shadow of his hands on the wall. Which is not entirely what I want. But, you know, it's pretty good. It took a while to do this. There's still problems. But now, everyone can see each other's flashlights. Look, I can see my shadow as the second player. But the first player can't. It's all about lighting and visibility settings with the 2 meshes. I don't know what's going on. It's a mess. It's a Gordian knot. I need a sword to fix. But anyways, that was working. Like before, you couldn't see where they're aiming. Here's another weird problem that I'll have to figure out how to fix. Oh, my gun is still aiming forward on the other... Oh, you can't see it. Hello. I gotta fix that at some point. Even if the aim points are right, that's wrong stuff. I'm shutting multiplayer off again. I also had to completely redo how I was doing the damage state for enemies to show the redness. In a nutshell, sorry, I'm going to eat this real quick. Yes, I don't know why this stream is always during my lunchtime. Anyways, on enemies, and this was funny because I was banging my head against this for a while. Got this damage effect stuff. Now we call it on the server. And it does this. Old stuff if I still need it. I don't. Everything works now. Get away. Now, I have a little... Is it this? No. This. There's probably a better way of doing this. But I just need to get every single one of these flipbooks and add them into this facing flipbook array so that I can come over here and loop through it and change all of them to red for 0.2 seconds and then change all of them back. I thought I had fixed this before, but I was only changing the front facing. It's 1 flipbook out of 10 or whatever. Now, it's all flipbooks. Haha. And it works, and it doesn't take up that much processing power. The weapon stuff certainly does. I'm so concerned about the weapon stuff. Also, oh my goodness, this other thing I thought I fixed. Although I can't show it broken because it works now. Was aiming at... Why is that hitting the ground? Hold on. Okay, it is. Maybe. Anyways, it was aiming at this stuff. I'll get here, and it would like hit the middle of that object. I thought it was the interact volume, but it started happening after I fixed it just on the objects themselves. Just had to be a little closer. So I had to completely change how this whole thing works. Where is it? Here we go. So this is what I started doing at one point, where I'm like, oh, we don't do a trace, we're just setting it forward. Then I found out it doesn't work in multiplayer. I could probably make it work in multiplayer, but there's other stuff that would work in multiplayer by itself. I went back to using this, but they're all aiming at the center again. This was the problem. That was the problem. That was saying, hey, here's your target. It's the middle of this object. All right. So now instead I get the camera from the player, because this shoot pistol is not the ability enemies use. I just get the world transform of the camera. That's the start location. Can I recombine these? No. I'm just using one of them. There's a whole lot of parameters there. And then out of that we get the endpoint. That's it. I didn't have to mess with collision per object. No. None of that. Fixed. But what's happening now? I'll tell you. Having butter chicken, by the way. Homemade stuff. With canned sauce, but excellent nonetheless. I highly recommend food. So, player 2, when you hit the equip button, it's getting 2 weapons. Weapons were and were not going away, and it was a whole big, huge mess. It is still a mess because it doesn't work. I'll show you what happens. Let's do that. Show you the thing that happens and make this. I'm so used to doing this now. No, yes. Into the pie window. So now, hello, why are you running? Okay. When I take over this window, it runs real bad for a few seconds and it clears up. Oh, I can't shoot. Hold on. I can. Still doing a thing where they occasionally shoot off-center. It's probably something to do with the projectile collision. I'll look into it later. Anyways, all right, back to this. He can't shoot. He can't shoot. So when I hit the button once to equip this, it happens twice. See that? Client 1, server, weapon valid, weapon not valid, weapon valid, weapon not valid. Why can I shoot now? Can't shoot now. I can shoot now. Can't shoot now. I can shoot now. It's displaying the weapon when there's not supposed to be a weapon displayed, but it's also supposed to be a weapon. I wanted it so if I hit the button twice, it'll unequip stuff. It doesn't work. Instead, when I hit it one time, apparently the equipped weapon is not a valid object on the server. But I hit it again, and it is. But if I switch out, it's not. I switch back, it is. Why is that message showing up so many times? The text on that. Why does that happen? That's what we're deep in the middle of. Tonight, on Unsolved Mysteries, a small pixel soldier having weirdness with his pixel bullet weapons. A man in Minnesota switching weapons between a rifle and a handgun finds it doesn't work. I'm just flying around. So over here in equip weapon, what are we doing? This is the ability that equips the weapon. This works. Why is it firing more than one time? Oh, you. I'm going to have to set this up for... Get off my screen. I'm going to have to set this up for multiplayer right here. Run on server and reliable, unequipped weapon. Set with notify to this. This is what keeps getting hit multiple times. Which means this is firing multiple times. So I have to make all of this run on server. What happens? What happens if I just make all this stuff run on the server? I'll do it one time first in case there's crashes. And I'll set this is already single player. Ha! Why is it saying... Okay, so the bottom thing actually happens first. It's not valid, it is valid. It's not valid, it is valid. That means it's going through this multiple times. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to play this. And I'm going to go over here. And I'm going to say, hey, do that. You're that now. And then I'm going to move this window in a little bit. All right. I'm not character 1, am I? No. Look at that. One press happening 2 times. Saying not valid, valid. Now, I don't want to just go through and make everything run on server. But the server might have to be the source of truth for this more than other things. I don't know. Is any of this going to work on the client anymore? Probably not. Weapon valid, weapon not valid. Weapon valid and not valid simultaneously. What happens with player 2? Also, I didn't fix the window. Run this, go to this, come over here. This one here, it's what you got. Come over here, what's happening with you now? Hello, I'm here. Hi. It's not even showing up for him anymore. Let's undo all the dumb things I just did. Because it was working. Until this window thing. Okay, so now it actually shows up. And if I hit it twice, it works. It's probably not the right thing to look at on screen during a stream. Because I'm going to have to just sit down on my own and go through this with brain to figure it out. But, however, I show my fixes. I mean, MP shooting's what we're doing. Maybe I should just spend the whole time on this thing. This wonderful thing. Otherwise, I'm just jumping around from a thing to another thing, and I'll never get any of them done. Oh, and then I have the internet. I'm asking about it. I don't want to ask the internet about this. I really don't. What I do want to do is go back to that tutorial where I made the weapons manager and remake the weapons manager separately so I know what the heck I'm doing, because I didn't comment this very much. But here's how it goes. You're the player. And we're saying, hey, equip stuff. When I hit the 1 button, you equip weapon 1. And that says, hey, do this ability. Activate ability equip, which is this ability. And it goes in and goes, all right, you've activated me. Commit this ability, because the way it's triggered, I guess we need to do that. Who's this? Who's the actor? Who's the player? Get his weapons component. Is that valid? Good. If it's valid, go ahead. Unequip the weapon, which is over here, which does execute on the server, and it's reliable. Once you've done that, because this is equipping, mind you, the first thing we do is get rid of the current weapon. Go over here and get the tags for the weapon that we're sending over. Say, is it weapon range pistol, rifle, axe, or weak shot, in case enemies are doing this. The default's just to keep on equipping stuff. So this isn't running on it. Okay, server equip weapon. Weapon class to equip. All right, we're over in the components manager now. And then we say, all right, do it on the server. Server equip weapons. Replicated to server reliably. And then that just goes here, because this is the server thing now. It's going, hey, you always have to hit the button twice before this is valid, but it won't report it valid back. And we're saying, what are you? Is that working? Is that working? No, it's not telling me what the weapon is, because it's not valid. Since it's not valid, it can't tell me what the weapon is. So this always goes down this not valid route. See? I'm hitting 1 and 2 a whole bunch. You can't see it, but I am, trust me. That weapon, equipped weapon, here's the problem. Listen to me. Listen. The weapon's not valid. I've not yet figured out what to do about this. I learned something interesting today. I learned that if you're worried about players joining, if you're worried about like the state of things when the players join, the things that you're concerned with need to have a rep notify that controls this, like an on-off switch, states in a boolean, a rep notify boolean, and then when someone joins, you change the value, or you keep it separate in like a freaking int, and every time someone joins, you add an int. You just increment it to trigger the rep notify, because it's the only way, unless you jump through your own head, that a joining person in multiplayer will see the correct state of things. Good to know in advance. This don't happen. Is never valid. All right, we're going to keep tracing through, but that's the main problem. We're saying you're not valid, come over here. Spawn the new guy. The new weapon. And then set with notify equip weapon. I just got a babloop. There might be an important babloop. Hold on. I gotta check my babloops. Gamification in everyday things is very interesting. I got a babloop, which is a notification from a wellness program called Finch, where you make a little birdie that can get little pet things to follow. They go on little birdie adventures and get stuff. And the way that you get energy for them to go out on their little adventure once a day is you do little wellness things. Oh, get out of bed, drink some water, wash your face, eat something, say 3 things you're grateful for, and reaching out to friends. High five, hugs. It's a cute little program. It's utterly bizarre to me that they gamify well-being. But hey, I got almost a 200-day streak in that. Has it helped me? I don't know. I can't A/B test this by going back in time and not doing it and seeing what I'm like right now. But it's cute. I like it's cute. Finch is a cute program. He doesn't bug me that much. He just says at 9 o'clock, he's like, "Hey, do Finch," and then I'm gonna go on an adventure. And then 6 hours later, he's like, "I want on my adventure. Hey, human, put your buttons." This needs to happen somewhere else. It happens when you unequip the weapon. It's being set to not being set to nothing. I don't think. I don't know if that. I think I'm just. I don't know if that's the setting that. I don't know. Set equip weapon properties. Somewhere we got to get this weapon before all this bullcrap happens. Right? That's an empty value. We're not setting this anywhere. What am I thinking? Why am I doing a validated get on something that doesn't have anything set? Do we do this first? Because I have a class. I don't have an actor. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I have a tag. This is a BP weapon-based type. That's an actor. I need to get an actor to reference an actor. Right here. That's what I need. If you're younger, you'll never know the majesty that was the state on MTV back in the day, and then CBS. Does that need to be this? Because I don't want to do this yet. I don't. I have to initialize a value without it doing the. I can do this. How's that? Probably the least efficient way of doing this. Because the server is just going to be doing stuff. Oh, this hurts so bad to do this. See what I did there? I'm not proud of it. Let's see if it works. Here's what the intent is. I need this to have something, but it is a rep notify that does something important. That means when the value changes, it fires off another function on the server automatically. I don't want that function to fire right here. That's not the right time. I only want that function to fire whenever we're currently equipping. This isn't. This is just setting. Now for the rest of this, we're equipping, so the next time it happens that we set it, it should work. Scared. Nope, still invalid. Is this happening? Is this happening? What? I mean, I know that's true right now, but it should be false when I hit the button. Why is this running multiple times? I literally set this up to be, if I just set this as false and I never change it, what happens? Does that even work? It's just false. This is just, should I replicate it? Is that the problem? It's only on the client? No, default. Replicate. Let's try that real quick. Let's just replicate this. Maybe that's the problem. One button press. Nope, does it twice. It literally can't. There is nowhere at all that. Oh wait, yeah, I am. Hold on. Ha ha ha. This does. I don't think this matters if it's replicated. All right. Let's try it again. Good. Now it doesn't work. That's good. You know what? Is that what I need to do? Or does it only ever fire completely once ever? Yeah, it doesn't work anymore after that. This is sloppy. That's not how I want to deal with this. I want to figure out why it's firing multiple times when I hit the button. It should not be firing multiple times when I hit the button. Something tells me it might be client is doing this thing and I tell the server to do this thing, and now the client and the server are doing the same thing? What's that message say? You can't see it because I didn't turn it back on. We'll go back over here. Server, client, abilities filled. Yep, just server if the weapon's valid or not. Multiple times, on and off, over and over again. All right. Why? This did nothing, because every time it fires, it's firing equipped weapon multiple times. What all is calling equipped weapon? There you are. Yeah. I'm calling it unequipped weapon. That's fine. And it's setting unarmed properties. This doesn't call equipped weapon. Event, activate ability from event. That event is over here. You hit button 1. Send gameplay event to actor. And make this data in the payload. The actor is me. The event tag is equip. Equipping this. Animation stuff. That all works. I'm just going to declutter. All right. This is the equipped animation class. Component weapon manager. The equipped, getting the equipped weapon. Not the equipped weapon ref. But this is something that, this is literally the value from this. Okay. Get spawn point location. The first person camera. Set the relative location of the muzzle. This is so whenever we shoot, it's disassociated from the animation. Weapon 2. Equip the rifle. Same stuff we did before. Set the animation class. And you know what? I don't know why we wouldn't do this. I also don't know why this isn't a function that we're just feeding stuff into. I'll worry about that later. Would that fix some of the shooting problems I'm having with the rifle? Nope. It's exactly the same. Does nothing. Runs me out of video memory. Video memory? Runs me out of verver. Verver. Did nothing, but I'm leaving it in. Because I might be doing something. The heck is this? Where am I getting this from? Oh, that's my muzzle. Anyway, I'm hitting the button 1 time. Once. You should only say the word once. It does. That's only firing 1 time. Control X to get rid of that. once. One time. It doesn't do it on 2 because I don't have that set up there. But okay, so we know that's actually only firing one time. So the problem isn't in this, because this is literally only happening once. Now, this thing. Once. That's only firing once. There, right? These things should only fire once. We'll test something real quick. We're going to do it like we just said. Test this once. Okay. I'm also going to set this to single player for now because it's chugging sometimes. Much better. Now we're going to do something crazy. If we get once, twice, I know there's a problem. Nope. Still just once. This is once up in the corner. All right. So this happens once. Okay, it's only happening once. Here in the component manager, component weapon manager. Is it because this is getting fired multiple times? Because I know, even if I put it over here, I know this is going to return multiple onces. Why not? It only fired once. Now it's firing twice. It's cheating. We knew that was going to happen. That's to unequip it. This should come over here and say it's been destroyed, so it's not valid. Set unarmed weapon properties. It's doing that first. And then it's coming over here and doing this. It's always doing this the second time. Getting a little closer. A little closer. Shouldn't have to do this twice. So we're unequipping, so we're doing this. But then it's also equipping right afterwards. It's doing equip and unequip. I don't have a flip-flop anywhere, do I? So this had junk data. Now it does not. It has the appropriate actor of the weapon class. We need to do it here because that's when we're getting weapon class. We don't know what the weapon class is up here. We know it down here. So we're setting it, but we're not letting it get past this. Currently equipping has to be true. And it's set to false right before this, so it exits out without doing these. Then it keeps going. And it goes here. It's getting the owning character, and it's getting the equipped weapon, which should be valid, and it's not. It is. Oh, because I'm unequipping. It's unequipping and re-equipping. I need a thing. So if I hit the same button again, it puts the weapon away. And that's what I thought I was doing. Here. And I'm setting this to nothing whenever you unequip it. And it's saying I'm not valid anymore. So it's saying here's the unarmed properties. Setting the animation instance class. It's setting my walk speed in case I've changed that. It's setting the control stuff. It's setting the weapon ability as a grant. It's clearing the ability. And it says abilities changed. Right? It's doing the thing it's skipping. It's coming over here and saying, you're not valid. I hit the button to equip you. I got your weapon class, and I'm getting this actor from it, and I'm setting equipped weapon. And then I'm getting it, and it's not valid. All right. Get name. I can't get the actor's name. Name. Good object name. Where's the... None. It doesn't have a name. It's still not a valid object. Dun dun dun. This isn't working. In the world of the specified class. He's not in the world. He's not spawned yet. Now, hold on. So he's not an actor because he's not spawned into the world. That's what I'm getting here. But we can't spawn him first. Or can we? All right, you're a jerk and you don't work. So we have to check to see if this is a valid object. And then if it is, we unequip the weapon. If it's the same thing we have equipped, get rid of it. If it's not, spawn it. All right, I'm thinking of something. What? What? Crying out loud. None of this is going to work because this is on the client. How am I supposed to get the actor that I want to spawn with the system? And I can't just put a default it can't have a default value, right? I can't just put one in there. That ain't how this works. I can set it to a new default value, but it bypasses all the checks that I'm doing. I'm just doing this to get the reference that I need to get over here. It's only valid on the second attempt because I have this set up like a flip-floppy thing. All right, hold on. Hold on. No, you don't need to do that. You need to do this. Let's think. Plug in some stuff and move some stuff around. We're thinking now. Man, I gotta prep D&D tonight. Oh, I'm running behind on everything. I had an interview earlier today. Shh, keep it secret. Keep it safe. Where the heck? Come here. Come here. I gotta plug you in. What the? I gotta unplug this. No, hold on. It's worth it. It's worth it. Bloop bloop. That's right. You exist. Come here. I'm gonna write on you. Magnets away from it. All right. So. Wow, that's really zoomed in. Stop angling the writing so much. Okay. We're equipping the weapon. It works when I fire off the ability. It goes into the thing. So what do we need to do once we're in there? We need to say, is this... no, we don't. Oh, flip-flop doesn't work. Oh, no, but it's client side. Make it work without using flip-flop. No. This is the logic, right? God, my writing. I'm so sorry, I have hands. Okay. If there is an equipped weapon, in fact, unequipped counts as an equipped weapon, is it the same weapon? Yes, unequip it. No, equip the new weapon. That's the core logic. Now, I'm going to go back to Unreal real quick. real. And I'm going to go back here. Here. I hit equip. And it says send equip to actor, which triggers this. This just passes data. At no point, oh wait, so first it says unequip. Something around here. This is where this logic should be. Something around here to see if we have an equipped weapon and if what it is compared to the weapon we currently have. It has to happen here. We know the tag of what we're trying to get. What we need is our already equipped weapon. So on the player, might be messy. I got to cast, don't I? What's the thing? Just character, cast a character. That should work, right? I love pure casts. I didn't know about that for so long, and then I saw it in a tutorial, and I'm like, bleep, 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 bleep. That's not going to get us children stuff. Get child component. Is that not going to happen because it's not a thing? Is it just going to show me the stuff the characters have? Enemies should never equip stuff. Enemies just have stuff. Yeah. All right. Get weapon. Get equipped weapon. Here we go. Why validate again? Do validate again because if we don't have a weapon equipped, then we continue. Just fine. It's fine. Then we know we have something unequipped. And we just go straight to equipping it. Yeah. But if it is valid, get weapon get tag, get components by tag, get tags. What are we doing? We did it over here. What is this output? Gameplay tag structure. How? I'm not going to be able to compare these two values, am I? I'm so close. I'm so close. What? Get stop. Easier solution. Yes. Okay. Okay. That's useful. I need to remember that. Doing this after unequipped weapon is dumb. Why am I... Okay, so I have to unequip it before I equip it. That's fine. What this means is that it's not unequipping when it's the same thing. So I don't do that here. We don't do this here. We've got to check stuff first to know if we have to unequip the weapon or not. Or else this is always going to come back as not valid. Probably should hook that up there too. Not a problem right now. Man, can I break this? I can't break that. I can't break that. I can't break it. Same thing, isn't it? Ooh. What? Do you see that? That doesn't map 1-to-1. And I can't break this. I can break it from this side. All right, are the tags on my weapons? Look at all this great stuff we're investigating. Do you have an identifying tag of your own? No. That's not a tag like the other tags. That's something different. Go do this real quick on all of them. All right, with the two that I have that I'm going to be using. I mean, save everything. Get components by tag. Get all my tags. Get copy it and 0. All right, what are we saying here? So we don't have to unequip too many times. If the tag of the currently equipped weapon is equal to the tag of this thing over here, unequip the weapon. And don't continue. If they are different, equip them. If it's not valid, equip them. Is this going to make any difference? Yeah, nothing fucking happens now. I mean, sorry for swearing. So I don't have a weapon equip and I hit 1. And it says equip pistol, that's what 1 is. Comes over here and it says what? I should take this ability off the enemies. It did both. Good, that's what it's supposed to do. But it's always saying it's not valid. And where's that happening? Here? Let me try to get this to a better place. Don't have to see the whole screen. It is valid, and it's never not valid over here. The server's saying, hey, good job, that's valid. But I can't get the object name, even though it's valid. And then it's saying, yeah, it's equal to what I already have equipped. It's getting late. I've borked everything. I gotta fix this, and I'm gonna do it off stream. So you don't have to feel my constant pain. It's supposed to be a short stream today. It went kind of normalish. That's fine. This is all fine. I'll make this work. It's all gonna be fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I just broke my entire game. Who knows where we'll be by Friday? Got an interview tomorrow. I got D&D tomorrow. I got to prep D&D. I got to prep for my interview. And I got to fix this. At least I won't be bored. Thanks for swinging by and watching this. I hope it was fun in some way. It was still fun for me and excruciatingly painful. But hey, maybe like next week, all this will be working and it'll be in multiplayer and I'll be smarter. Wouldn't that be something? See you later. Bye.